And then my YouTube will be live, and I'll just paste it, the link to that live stream that you guys can look at later. If you want to follow along right now, obviously you can. So I'm just going to close this out here, and we'll just jump right in to our flat design lamp. Okay, so starting off with our document, you can set your document up in any way you'd like. I'm going to have mine be 1,000 pixels tall and 1,000 pixels wide. Just a, medium-sized image here, and I'll press create. And what I'm going to do to start off with here is I'm going to create, so we're creating this lamp, and I want this lamp to be one of those kind of old style lamps that you might have seen like from like the 40s, 50s and whatnot, to have like a little like kind of silhouette there, just this little like the faces in the lamp optical illusion where you have the two faces looking inside each other and stuff. But I want it to be perfectly symmetrical, so I'm going to design one half of it, and then I'm going to join the two sides together. So let's do this. What I'll do is I'm going to turn on a grid, and so if you look over here, I'll look at my magnifier real fast. If you don't have anything selected, you can see down here your document options. It's right here next to your page options and stuff. If I click on my grid, I'll just press on. We'll talk about isometric stuff later, but on for now, I'm going to change this to 300 pixels per inch right here. And I'll just have that grid on just available for me so I can keep things sort of kind of close together here. So I'll get my pen tool, and we're just going to draw this, just close this out. We're just going to draw this little silhouette here. You don't have to make it exactly like I'm making mine, but I'm just going to start just with a straight line going down, and then at a right angle kind of move off to the side here. And I'm just going to create this little kind of swirly design for my lamp. Just kind of come in and create little shapes here that, oops, I'll just kind of come over this way here, like that, right? And so from there, that's one half of our lamp. Obviously, if you don't like that shape, you can make it whatever shape you want. I'm gonna color this. Let's say, for instance, I don't know, make it sort of a gold, like it's a brassy lamp color. So I'll find my orange here, make it kind of reddish orange. And I'll take my stroke away, my border, by dragging that down. Okay, with that done, I can just grab this here, Control C, Control V. So now I've got two copies of this, just chilling out there. I'll right click on this. This is a good tool to have, is your transform and then flip horizontal. With Illustrator, they call it something different. They call it reflect, but in this case, flip horizontal, it's the same difference. And you line those up right next to each other, and now we've got this sort of long, thing here. And in this case, it looks a bit too squat for me. So what I'll do is I'm going to select both of these, and I'm going to unify them up here. So that should make them the same shape. And I'll just right click on this and convert this to a path. So now it's not a compound path. It's not a compound shape. It's just a path, but it's perfectly symmetrical. So I might grab this and just stretch it down a little bit just to make it look more like a lamp, like so. And then there you go, right? So now you get your little lamp shape. You can do whatever you'd like with this at this point, but let's try to keep it as symmetrical as possible. Recall, with your flat design, we're trying to divide the light and the dark by just a simple 1/2 color scheme, right? So we're gonna have 1/2 be light, 1/2 be dark. So I'll get my rectangle tool here and just draw this rectangle, make sure it goes over the entire lamp and then ends in the center. And then again, I'm gonna grab this lamp here, Control C, Control V. So once again, I have two copies of this. And then I'll just hold down Shift and select both the rectangle and the lamp. And then using my shape building tools, I'll intersect by hitting this little intersect right there, which gives me this kind of half lamp shape here. I'm going to right click on this and just make sure I've converted it to a path, just so it's just there. I don't have anything else that I'm messing with. And I'll change this fill to slightly darker by just dragging it down, my little color finder here. You can also alter the saturation if you'd like there. So there you go, half and half, right? Okay, so let's create a lampshade. And the lampshade is going to be just like we did with the plant pot. We're going to create a rectangle. Well, we'll create two rectangles. So I'll just create a rectangle like this. And I'll color it, say, sort of beige color here. This will be kind of like the lamp that you might have seen if you had like, you go to your grandma's house and they have this old like kind of beige sort of lampshades there. So I'll go more towards the yellow side and tone it down some. There we go. And I'll hold down the Alt key and drag this straight down. and then I'll hold down the Alt key and I'll drag the sides apart slightly, like so, just so it's a bit wider than the square we just used. With D on the keyboard selected, well, first off, let's get V on the keyboard, and I'll just right-click on this top, the first one that we made, the narrower rectangle, and we'll convert this to a path. And with D on the keyboard, I can click on the little individual points. I can just drag this out to meet that side. That way, it's a bit wider at the base, but it's also symmetrical. It's not like goes out further on the left and on the right. Hey, look at this. It would be a good idea to save this to a cloud. So I'll go ahead and call this Flat Design 2 or Flat Design Lamp. Then I'll just go ahead and delete this right here. Okay, so I'm wondering if I can do this. I'm going to well, first off, what I'll do is I'll grab this shape here, and I'll get my rectangle tool, and I'll just draw this rectangle on the side until it matches up the center here. And once again, grab this Control-C, Control-V, hold down Shift, select both of those, and I'll intersect these. So now I've got this shape kind of hanging out here. I can turn my grid off too. I'm going to deselect this and turn my grid off. All right, so I've got that. And I'll just darken this up slightly here. There we go. So now when we put these two together, just real quick, right-click on this, convert to path. You can kind of see what we're looking at here. We're looking at this little lampshade here. So I'm going to do, let's think here. Actually, yeah, I am going to get my grid back on for just a second here. Let me go back, click off of this, and get my grid back on. So on. And I'm going to, let's think here, do a couple of, I'll do like, I'm going to create a line right here in the center. Just hold with your pen tool. Just click once at the top, once at the bottom. You can hold down Shift, right? And I'll just press Enter to just kind of get rid of that. I'll pull the stroke up slightly. 2 is good. I'll do one on the side as well. So I'll click off of that pen tool, click once, click again. Press Enter. 2, oops. 2, 2. Right. I'll do the same thing here. P on the keyboard here, click once, again, and then Enter. 2. Right, so you tend to have these lampshades would have these little like riffles in them, like this, like kind of like a zigzag pattern if you look at it from the bottom. So I'm gonna show you if I can't, like, I'll add 2 more here. The thing is, like, you want them to be kind of equal in terms of like the angle should kind of be progressing. There's a really easy way of doing this with, so here we go, 2 here, 3 there, press Enter. Let's go over 2 and 3. And you know what, never mind. I'll just get a little further in here. We'll just eyeball this. So it goes over 2 here, so I can go over 2 here. And then go over maybe 1 here. So let's go click here and go over 1. That looks good. I'll just nudge this over slightly. Okay, and then we'll just grab these and copy these. So V on the keyboard, just grab these 2. Control-C, Control-V. Move them over this way. Right-click on them, transform, flip horizontal, and just move those over this way. Okay, cool. And so now we've got little lampshade things there. I might just grab all these strokes. Hold down Shift, you can deselect your lampshades. And if you click over here, you can see there's this little like series of advanced border settings. Let's make sure that they have a butt cap here, which makes it to where the stroke won't go past the anchor point. So they won't go past what they're on top of. They're on top of that lampshade, so we won't have too much of an overlap there. And I might actually do the same. Like, what I'll do is make sure they have the butt cap here, and then also make sure they have a different stroke, maybe just slightly darker than the fill here. There we go. That's cool. All right, good. Let's turn the grid off. Okay, so we'll do 2 more things here. So we'll have this little lamp. I'll just pull this into the middle. And what we'll do to end is we will we'll add two things. We'll add a background color here. So let me just go down to the bottom with my rectangle tool, and I'll just add a square. And you can make this whatever color you like. I'll make it like blue or something. And make sure that goes down to the bottom. Control, Shift, and down. And now it's the bottom of the list there. And we're going to create this semblance of light coming down from the lampshade here. So what I'll do is I'll just grab my pen tool here, and I'll just make a shape that goes from this top corner here down to the bottom, like it's even with the lamp here. Let's see if I can't just sort of eyeball this up there, and then make sure this doesn't go past the lampshade. Oh, there we go. D on the keyboard here. And then I'm going to go over here to my color fill, and I'm going to change it from color fill to linear gradient. I'm going to move my gradient to where it goes vertically. So I'll have one stop be up here at the top of the lamp, and then one stop be down here at the bottom. I'm going to color this white, and I'm going to have the stop, the color stop that's here at the top of the lamp, I'm going to have that be white as well. So I'll have that be like 100% here. Maybe I'll have it be 50% here at the top. And then I'll have it be 0 at the bottom. So I'll click on the little stop on the bottom, and I'll change it down to 0 at the bottom. And that way it looks like there's light sort of shining down from the lamp. If you wanted to change it to like more of like a yellow color, you could, but I think that's fine right there. So there we go. All right, so simple little lamp shape. This is just a kind of a tactic people use to create a simple vector image. You just split it down the middle. One side's light, one side's dark. You just need to make sure that the sides are, you know, consistent. Which one's light, which one's dark. This little gradient is a great way of using things, of creating things that look like, say, for instance, light dispersing, or like a rounded object if you want to make it look a little more round. All right, so we'll go ahead and export this as a JPEG. File, export, JPEG, and then you'll take this, just call it flat design lamp, last name, and then submit the JPEG to the Dropbox. The Dropbox is actually not visible right now. I'll make it visible, and I'll post this link here to this little live stream here. And oh no, Kate dipped out. And you can sort of see how this is made, and you can make your own. So if you didn't follow along with here. All right, questions on this?
I have a question.